everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Imoitinya. As always, I want to say thank you for your continuous support. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. If you've been here since day one, thank you and welcome as well. Now, on today's segment, we're going to be looking at how Africa is benefiting from the war happening in Ukraine, and also how the war is impacting Africa negatively. We'll be right back. So before I share with you the positive and negative aspects, I want to bring up this view. It's actually my view on war in general. In order for me to illustrate this to you, I think sharing you this video would make a lot of sense. So now here's a video. I want you to just watch this for a few seconds. Obviously it's two elephants fighting, right? Now while you're watching this video, I want to pose this question to you. When two elephants fight, who do you think suffers the most? Now, if you know the answer to the question, please comment letting me know that you knew it before watching the end of the video. If you don't know the answer to the question, I'm going to be sharing with you the answer at the end of the video. Now, with all that being said, let's jump right into today's segment. Russia invaded Ukraine February 24th, 2022. Currently, it's more than a month and the countries are still at war. For many of us, we've seen a lot of increase in gas prices and food prices. That's because Russia and Ukraine are big suppliers of some of the items that are inflated, particularly the wheat and wheat products, right? So Russia and Ukraine combined export about 25% of the world's wheat. That's a big deal. Now, the countries that are really suffering from this increase of wheat prices are countries in Africa, particularly East Africa, which exports about 90% of its wheat from Russia and Ukraine. So I want to put up a chart just to give you a clearer sense of what it is that I'm speaking about. When you look at this chart, you will see that Somalia actually imports about 100% of its wheat from Russia. So if there's an increase in prices of wheat, the Somali people are going to be having a difficult time because, hey, wheat is a part of our diet as Africans. I think it's a part of, wheat is pasta, wheat is cereal, wheat is bread. So these are the basic the staples, right? Another increase that has taken place in the agricultural area is fertilizer. Now, fertilizer is a big deal because it is a nutrient that is used to grow crops. Now, Russia is known for producing fertilizer used to grow rice, used to grow corn, used to grow wheat, and used to grow soy. So this is going to be a big deal again because, hey, if fertilizer goes up, then food prices are going to go up. When food prices goes up, then people are going to be angry. And when people are angry, when we have situations like this, where people are fighting each other. So I've shared with you the two negative aspects. Now let's jump right into what Africans are benefiting from the war happening in Ukraine and what Africans are taking advantage of. Now, Russia is a big exporter of oil and gas, right? Particularly natural oil, natural gas. They are the key exporter to other European countries. Now, because of the war happening right now, Russia is not able to export oil. So now countries in Africa are looking to take advantage, if not taking advantage of Russia's position. Now, countries like Senegal in 2014 and 2017, Senegal found about 40 trillion cubic feet of oil in their country. At the end of the year, they're looking to actually start a project where they will be exporting oil to other European countries. I think that's a decent thing. Another country that's also taking advantage of this is Nigeria. Nigeria obviously is a big oil nation. It's already in the European market, supplying oil to other European countries, or supplying gas to other European countries. What's going to happen now is we're just going to take advantage of the parts where Russia used to be. Other countries include Algeria as well as Niger. Both countries are also looking to take part in the exporting of oil to other European countries. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with this, but my own thing is we can export oil to other European countries and then suffer as a result, because it doesn't make sense when you read articles and you see that gas prices is going up in Senegal or gas prices going up in Nigeria, where we have these natural resources, and still we're still having higher gas prices. It doesn't make sense. Because if you can say that you're hungry as a person and you have food in your house and your neighbor is also hungry, and what you do is you take your food and you give it to your neighbor thinking it's going to quench your hunger. It doesn't work like that. You take your food, you eat it, and if you have any leftover, you give it to your neighbor, or you take the food, you split it in half, and you give some to your neighbor and you take some for yourself. So I hope Africa can split the oil in half, so that way they can reserve some for themselves and sell some as well to generate revenue for the country. Another area that Africans are also taking advantage of is nickel. Nickel is a metal that is used to produce batteries. It is used to produce stainless steel. It is also used to produce coins. So now Russia is a big exporter of nickels, and they particularly partake in nickel trading. Now on March 8th, nickel price went up to about 250%. As a result, the London Metal Exchange had to put on hold on nickel trading to stabilize the price. Now, since Russia is no longer there, other Africans are actually taking advantage of this. The countries that are taking advantage of this are Zimbabwe, Zambia, Madagascar, South Africa. These are all big giants of nickel producers, and they're all taking part in the nickel trading, right? So now I don't think that's a bad idea though, but I want to bring up this story before I bring it close to my video. Have you seen this man? Do you know who he is? I'm going to give you a very short history of him. His name is Mr. Aliko Dangote. Mr. Aliko Dangote is a businessman based in Nigeria. He is worth about $14 billion. Currently ranked 80th richest man in the world. Mr. Aliko is actually taking part in the fertilizer. Remember I shared with you earlier that fertilizer has increased in terms of pricing, right? So what Mr. Aliko has done is he's built a 2.5 billion fertilizer plant outside of Lagos, and this fertilizer plant is looking to export about 3 million metric tons of fertilizer per year. So this is a very smart man, obviously, right? He's known for cement in Nigeria, distributing and selling of cement, but now he's taking advantage of the fertilizer market, because again Russia isn't there. So this man is seeing what needs challenges that are there and taking advantage of the challenges to make sure that people are being taken care of. Now Mr. Aliko actually has a bunch of customers right now. The US, Brazil, as well as countries in Europe are looking to buy from Mr. Aliko. Now this is a good thing because obviously it would increase Mr. Aliko's pockets, right? And it also going to give opportunities to households and providing employment to families in Nigeria. So it's a great thing. Now why I think this is a good thing, it brings me back to where we all began at the beginning of this segment, right? I want to put up that video one more time for you. I shared with you earlier and I asked you this question: when two elephants fight, who do you think suffers the most? The answer to that question is the ground, and this is actually an African proverb that says when two elephants fight, the ground suffers. With that being said, just to give you a clearer view of what it is that I'm trying to say, when two leaders go to war, when two countries go to war, the people who suffer the most are the everyday people, the man, the woman, the children. These are vulnerable individuals that really don't care about, they don't even care about what's going on. All they want to do is just go to work and go home. And these are the people that end up suffering as a result of the war that happens in Ukraine or happens anywhere else in the world. So I want to say all of that to say that when war happens, nobody wins, whether it's in Ethiopia, whether it's in Algeria, whether it's in the United States, it really doesn't matter. You know, I do hope that Ukraine and Russia will find a way to bring an end to what's happening right now, because nobody wins when it comes to war, and war is irreversible simply because the damages that are done, you can't undo them. I do want to thank you for watching today's video. I do hope that you will share with me your views on war, whether it's been you've experienced it or you know someone who have. And I do hope that if you've never experienced this, you don't ever experience it, because you never recover. It messes up your psyche. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time.